What's up, everybody? Welcome back in to another Buffoons podcast, I guess, mock draft style.
This is a mock cast, Tanner.
A mock. I like that. Yeah, we're doing another mock draft. I got Mike joining me today. We just got done with our Sports Buffoon podcast show. If you guys didn't check it, we broke down the NFC North Division with Jeremy B, Nick Bodkins, and Dan Brosnan. So make sure you guys go check that out. Great episode, fabulous info. So tons of info. But tonight, of course, this show, guys, as I've been doing the last 4 nights, we are doing another mock draft style. And we got our draft positions. So I'm officially drafting 10th in the Yahoo League that I've been talking about. Mike is drafting 12th.
12th, very back at the draft.
Hey, man, I actually prefer that spot. So
yeah, I don't mind picking back to back. That's kind of the fun part, is that I can just take the guys I want and have to worry about someone stealing them from me.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a solid spot. So we just got in. We will do a couple rounds of this tonight, guys. Nothing too special.
Wow. Yep. So right out the gate, obviously, now that we know we both picked towards the back half of the first round, obviously we're starting to put together some of our ideas for our actual draft. What are you thinking, Tanner, towards the number 10 overall?
So it's been interesting, right? So my first couple nights doing this mock draft, I actually picked around the 10, 11, 12 spot, and I went wide receiver heavy. But then last night, I was doing the 1, 2, and 3 spot, and I was doing running back heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the middle, I felt like I was more balanced. So it's, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Depends on who's there, obviously. Obviously, in our league, we do some keepers, so not everyone we see on our current mock is going to be there. But we're going to draft accordingly anyway. I mean, we're gonna take the best player on our Yahoo mock draft. Correct, Tanner? Is that the way we're doing this?
Yep, Yahoo mock.
Okay.
And
nice.
we begin.
Here we go. Whoa, picks 1, 2. So we had Jonathan Taylor, then Justin Jefferson right out the gate on this one. I like that. Jefferson going number 2 overall. Does that surprise you at all?
No, it's been kind of in and out.
But over Cup, though?
Let me look here something real quick.
That's the one that surprises me. And then it goes Eckler.
Well, 2 is an auto pick, and right now Yahoo has Justin Jefferson as the number 2. Oh, wow. Eckler over Cup. See, this is what the issue was. Either Jefferson or Cup dropped down to the 5th spot every time last night. So.
See, if I'm this guy Blake right here, I take the easy choice. Cooper Cup.
All day.
Nope, he goes McCaffrey. These people, man, they don't
Cup.
understand.
Again, I do not classify this as what would happen in our league by means. Could become close, but I wouldn't classify it there. Hey guys, look, I got papers. I don't know if you can see it. I got papers. So
what are the papers for, Tanner?
So I'm using Ryan Larison's rankings.
Oh, I haven't not seen his rankings yet.
Yes.
He's got Cooper Cup number 1 in the receivers, so that makes sense. All right, Tanner, you're up.
So I'm up, guys. So I haven't been paying attention. So Najee Chase. I think I know exactly where I got to go here. Let's see here. Caffrey, Eckler's gone. But Mixon's there at 4. Cup, Jefferson, Chase, Devontae at 4. I think you got to go. I'm going to go Devontae in this one.
Yeah, that's a good pick right there.
Over Stephon Diggs.
All right, Devontae's off. Diggs is off. All the receivers are off, and you guys know how I love my receivers. Normally, I would just probably grab either Devontae or Diggs if he was there, but here, Aaron Jones makes a lot of sense to me because we also talked to our Packers guy today. He's going to get a lot of volume in the passing game this year, especially with a weak receiving group. So Aaron Jones, especially in PPR, should be getting a lot of catches. And then, of course, I got back-to-back. I do not like Joe Mixon whatsoever. Personally, never really have as far as in fantasy goes. CeeDee Lamb, though, would probably be my next on my list. That would make the most sense to me. Going down, you got Kelsey, and it's up there. I think I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb right here. This makes sense to me to get my WR1 right now.
Thanks, little boxes, for the second night in a row to remind me to put on that dark mode. I appreciate you. All right, guys. So obviously my keeper, my second round pick is actually going to be CeeDee Lamb because I have a keeper. Here, DeAndre Swift is actually in my 3rd round, technically in the keeper league. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick DeAndre Swift. Act like I don't have a second round pick here because he is already on my team, technically. Let's see here.
So you had Devontae Adams and then DeAndre Swift, Tanner. Is that right?
Correct.
It's a good start.
Technically, I would have CD and then DeAndre.
Yeah.
If you think about it. See, has James Conner gone yet? Nope.
No, not yet. We still have Nick Chubb on the board, Deebo Samuel, Josh Allen, Mike Evans, Javonte Williams.
Derrick Henry, of course, is gone. DeAndre Swift gone. Najee gone. ETN.
Yeah, some of these auto picks are flying them off the board right now.
Yeah, they are. They do that.
Are you surprised to see? There goes Deebo. T. Higgins
T. Higgins has been early.
at
First
23.
three rounds.
I don't know about T. Higgins that early.
I don't know
23
about it
overall.
either.
That's a rough one.
Montgomery, Barkley.
There goes Mark Andrews, who actually had more fantasy points than Kelsey last year at the end of the season. So
I mean, obviously,
blame
I'd
him.
have more time here to be able to mark stuff off.
it was
Where's
Tyreek.
Kamara's down.
Tanner, what do you
here.
think about the either Keenan Allen or Michael Pittman Jr.? Who has a better
I
year?
love Keenan Allen coming out of that over Pittman.
Okay, just the consistency, the veteran presence. Is that why?
Yep, and also the dynamics of the quarterback.
Yeah, it makes a
Quarterback play.
difference. You not trust Matt Ryan and Michael Pittman?
Look, I'm unsure what Matt Ryan's going to be with a new team. Is he going to be the Falcons kind of style Matt Ryan? And is Michael Pittman actually going to produce this year? That's all. I mean,
Hey,
I
I
don't
think
know.
the
It's a
upside
big
is
lot
there.
of question marks.
I mean, he's got the size. He's got a lot of things going for him. Tanner, you are coming up, right?
Yeah.
Almost now. Yeah, this draft is going quick, you guys. I like it this way, though. This is kind of nice. All right, now you're on the board.
Of course, Brees Hall and Keenan go. Here, guys. So, my third round, technically, I would DeAndre Swift. So, I would have a keeper. One guy is louder than the other. Is it me? Is it me?
It's probably me.
It's probably you.
I'll back off a little bit.
I'm going Terry. Terry in this. No. Yeah, I'm going Terry.
All right. Terry McLaurin is where you went with that one. All right. I could go Kyle Pitts here. I feel like I want to get some other things solidified here still. The ADP of Patrick Mahomes falls right on my pick right here. I could just get that taken care of now. I think I'm actually going to go back around to the receivers here, though, and just grab A.J. Brown. I think he's going to be the true number one for Philadelphia. Devonta Smith will be a nice number two.
Gotcha.
So now here we go. Back to back once again, of course. Receivers, Jalen Waddle's there. I don't really care for that at the moment. I do not like Deontay Johnson at all.
I don't either.
The running backs aren't looking too sexy to me. If I wait on a tight end, it might be a problem. I'm going with the Falcons' number one receiving option, and that's Kyle Pitts. 1,000 yards as a rookie. He's going to do it again this year, too.
He's been high on my board as well. Hopefully that's better, little boxes. What do I got here real quick? So I got Swift, Devontae, Terry. Finally come up to a fourth round pick. Going to ETN in this one.
Does the injury history with ETN this past season make any difference to you at all?
Nope. Too early. Too early to think about that.
Okay. And same thing with Dobbins. I mean, we had a guy in our league that kept both ETN and J.K. Dobbins, and he got to keep him for basically nothing, which is awesome. He was very smart about that. So
Very
did
strategic.
either one of those guys between Dobbins and ETN bother you with the injury?
No, actually, Dobbins. So Dobbins, I wouldn't take too early. I'd probably be more of the 6 after the 5 round. He's been kind of falling there every now and then. But I'd be okay to take Dobbins for sure. At least a RB3 at least.
I love Dobbins. Guy put up 5 yards a carry his first year in the league, and just being in that type of an offense, you're going to get a lot of volume. So if you're the number one running back for Lamar Jackson's offense, I mean, you're going to get a workload. So I love me some J.K. Dobbins this year.
How about a guy, Carlin Sutton? With the injury to Tim Patrick, Carlin Sutton moving up in the ADP ranks. He was going 5 and 6. The Tim Patrick ranks happened. Now he's up to the 4, sometimes 3 spot. What's your thoughts on that?
Sutton's one of those hit or miss guys for me, just because of the history there. Always has a lot of upside. I think he's going to fit in great with Russell Wilson. I just don't know that he's necessarily going to be their number one guy over Jerry Jeudy. It remains to be seen. I'm hit or miss on him. I used to really think higher of him, but the history just kind of has me backing off from wanting to mess with Cortland Sutton anymore.
No, that's fair. That's a fair choice. And I think there's better stuff late going on the Broncos team. A guy such as KJ Hamler being available, a guy that could see a lot of slot play with Tim Patrick out.
Yeah, I could see him being a big piece of that offense, actually.
So we got Lamar gone. No Mahomes yet.
It's kind of surprising. The Mahomes is still on the board. His ADP was 36, and I had a chance to take him there at my last pick, but I was like, no, hold off.
It's kind of crazy. Like some of these mocks I've been watching, it's usually Josh Allen or Justin Herbert at first. They go first. Every now and then a Mahomes sneaks in, but Mahomes, the furthest I've seen him drop is down to the 6th round.
6th round.
How much of a steal is that? That's such a steal.
At that point, you're just getting off some value on that one.
Yep.
If he falls to me all the way down to my next pick, I'll definitely nab him. But you probably would too at 58.
I'll nab him for you for sure.
You'll get him at 58.
If he's gonna be in the 5th round all day.
See, there's a lot of good receivers in this range right now in the 5th round because you're looking at upside guys. I know he's working with Drew Lock, but DK Metcalf is one of the elite special players in the league physically. Allen Robinson is a guy with Matthew Stafford now, the best quarterback he's ever worked with in his career. Juju Smith-Schuster as well, similar kind of a thing. Brand new offense is looking right now to be the number 1 target for Patrick Mahomes in the receiving group. And then you got like guys like the PPR machines of Amon-Ra St. Brown. This is a really good range of receivers right here, plus Rashad Bateman. I mean, the Ravens' number 1 receiver. It's like you can get your WR 2 or 3 here if you went running back heavy early.
Oh, easily. All right, Patrick Mahomes finally goes in the 5th. He goes, what's that, 4th pick in the 5th?
Yeah, that's kind of late for him, I guess.
AJ Dillon, that's a late one for him. I've been seeing AJ Dillon going in the 3rd, 2nd, or even in the 2nd at times. Brandon Cooks was actually a pretty good pick in the 5th, I'd say. He's going to be the guy that's going to, he's going to get the volume for sure.
They don't have really anybody else to work with. So it's like, well, I guess Cooks will try to run the offense.
Oh, I didn't join. Sorry, Mike.
What?
Now
I hear an echo.
Never mind. You can see the big screen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
As long as you can see the big screen.
Yeah.
All right. I have to ask you this because you had him last year and you traded him. Miles Sanders. What's your thoughts?
Can't stand him.
Still can't stand him?
Inconsistent, and the Eagles don't use him right either. He's not used correctly, and he doesn't get red zone work. So for me, Miles Sanders is completely off my board this year, and I was skeptical last year of him anyway, and it failed.
Chase went. I wanted Chase Edmonds. Let's see here. I could go a couple different routes. I got 2 and 2. You know what? Let's go for the guy that's going to be attaching TDs and some safe targets. Dalton Schultz going into play. That's my tight end 1.
All right. The running backs here
Juju went after.
Are slim pickings at this point. So I got Damian Harris, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Devin Singletary. That's a rough grouping at this point. I mean, I feel like I have to take one of these. Otherwise, I'm waiting way down the board once again. I'll take Clyde here in hopes that he's going to have a healthy season.
Hope he stays
Not
healthy.
real excited about that pick. It's not a pick I'm happy or proud of by any means. Moving over to the receivers, though, lots of good ones here. I think Metcalf can still put up decent numbers, even with Drew Lock at quarterback. But looking down the list, we have Rashad Bateman as well. Jerry Jeudy's in there. I think I'm going to go Metcalf. It just makes sense to me. His ADP is 54.3. We're getting him at 61, so it's good value.
I like that pick a lot.
I just think people are overlooking some of the Seahawks still because of the loss of Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
While some of the Broncos are being overvalued because of the addition of Russell Wilson. It's like the Seahawks are not going to be a good team. But Drew Lock's going to be throwing the ball a ton. Or Geno Smith, whatever the case may be.
I've seen the likes of Tyler Lockett go as deep as 12 in some of these mocks. Oh, am I up? Oh, my bad.
You got 6 there.
Devin Singletary. I think he's going to get majority of the volume. When we talked to, I can't think of his name. We talked to our Bills guy in the division breakdown. He said that there is not going to be there Devin Singletary is actually going to take that one role. It's actually going to be a one role for Devin Singletary.
Which surprises me because I prefer James Cook, but
Correct.
we'll see how things play out.
Oh, nice handcuff for James Cook, right? Let's see. I'm looking. So Devin Singletary is 38 currently on Ryan Larison's list of fantasy football for the people. Description's in the bottom, guys. Ooh, Kyler Murray gone. So there's a lot of running backs too that have a lot of injury history that are going in these mid rounds. Rashad Penny's one. Chase Edmonds is another technically in that play. Clyde.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you're looking at. I mean, I'm kind of surprised to see Tony Pollard going in ADP of 93.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guy obviously has proven in the past that he can take over the workload when Zeke is out there fooling around or, you know, out of shape or whatever. I think he's a guy, if he gets more playing time, can definitely stand out more.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, 719 rush yards last year, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, you could definitely go over that again. So how come everyone's cooled off on Cordarrelle Patterson, Tanner? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the take of all the weapons leaving the Falcons this offseason with Russell Gage gone and, you know, just Matt Ryan leaving, that they may not think it's going to be the same kind of offense.
That'd be part of it. I think some of it's his age. You know,
It could be
he's been in the
age,
league for a
yeah.
long time now. I think he's 31, which as a running back, we know how that works out.
And almost maybe some people think it's more of a lucky take that he didn't get really injured last year.
He did have his best
role.
Year ever statistically last year at age 30. So, you know, obviously he's good as a PPR weapon because he's got familiarity playing wide receiver in the league. Just recently switched to running back. I don't really know how they're going to use him again. Like, do you think with Mariota they just completely go back the other direction and make him more as a receiver once again instead of running back?
Gosh, I don't think it's going to be the same. Just two different style of quarterback plays with Mariota and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan could dish it out to him and set him up as the safe out versus Mariota, who's just going to run the ball. So you probably are looking at less targets going into play. I'm going to go Mooney here if he's around. Of course he gets taken.
Oh boy, this has been a rough mock.
Sorry.
Right here. This is one of my least favorite mocks I've done so far this year.
So I did running back last time. We're going to go Rashad Bateman. It's different. 10 is so different. And I said the last few days, guys, each spot has a different strategy. You're not going to be able to use the same strategy that you would in 2 in 11. There is different strategies in different spots.
So right now I'm looking at the list. I like a lot of the guys on the board at wide receiver in this range. Adam Thielen's still there at the moment. So I'm going to go back-to-back, of course, here picking. I'm going to take Adam Thielen for this one. He'll be my WR4 on this current roster. But see, now I'm sitting here going, hold on. I can deal with the suspension of this guy if I take him and just sit on him for a few weeks and then plug him in whenever it's time. So I think I'm going to take DeAndre Hopkins here with this pick and be happy with just waiting to use him once he's back from suspension, which won't be that long anyway. It's only going to be, a couple weeks?
6 games.
6 games.
6 games. Perfect in time for a great stretch towards the playoffs.
Yeah, I can deal with it because this is a guy with the upside that down the stretch of the season can win me a championship.
And he's been actually going really late in here too. So I feel like I just picked him early.
I think especially when you go heavy receiver though, Tanner, you want to get those kind of high upside guys because it's like I'm already loaded. I'm already got the guys I like at receiver. Might as well just add more fuel to the fire for later in the season.
All right, here's the guy I'll bring up to you, Mike, that I've been actually talking highly on, and it's unlike me to talk highly of him. Brandon Ayoke.
I love him.
You love him this year because he's going to take that. He's going to take that Debo role.
He's the true number one. Besides one of these taking the Debo role, the Debo Samuel role.
Yeah. So Debo doesn't want to play that role again. He doesn't want to be involved in that kind of style play.
I don't know if he's going to just suddenly take over that role, but
if there's going to be a guy that does take over that role for the upside of it, it's going to be Brandon.
I like Brandon Ayoke for everything that wide receiver should be. So he's got a phenomenal blend of just, good size, also fast, great hands. And I think this is the situation with Trey Lance that's going to really make him shine. and a guy that's going to throw the ball down the field a little more than Garoppolo did.
Exactly.
So, yeah, if you can get Brandon Ayoke in the 8th round, I think that's really, really good value because you're looking at a 1,000-yard receiver right there.
Yep. Big time in that play. I'm trying to see here. I could go a couple different routes. And they're just bumping now. I might hold off till the 10th.
So what's the thoughts on why Christian Kirk is going ADP 123 when he's gotten the big contract in Jacksonville, should take over the WR1 role, has even talked about it so far in camp.
Yeah.
Why is he going so far ADP 123, which puts him somewhere, in around 10 or 11?
I really believe it's the uncertainty that he can maintain that role as a WR1 down in Jacksonville.
I don't think he gets force-fed just due to the contract alone.
Well, he should get force-fed in theory. I just there's just something about it. If Lawrence and Doug Peterson maybe not be, I think they're on the same page. It sounds like everything's going okay down there. So I'd imagine Kirk would get the targets and stuff he would meet. But I think there's an uncertainty, not just of production, but of staying healthy, being the number WR1. Because you got to remember what he was WR3 in Arizona, and now all of a sudden he's WR1. But he did get injured. He's the last 2 years, time to time. I think there's uncertainty there. Lizard Keen's there. Russell Gage is there. Christian Kirk. I don't need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and go Lizard Keen because Aaron Rodgers is going to force feed him.
I love this pick here. I waited all the way to the end of round 9 to get my quarterback. Matthew Stafford's still there.
You're going to go for him?
So for me, that's an ideal situation with a guy with tons of talent around him on that team. So he's my guy for that one. And then after that, I got to hit back on running backs. Got to see who's there. Got Melvin Gordon, Ronald Jones, Marlon Mack, Alexander Madison, who's always a great handcuff. So he's probably going to be my ideal pick here. I see Javonte Williams taking over more carries. Ronald Jones is not even a sure lock yet in Kansas City. So Alexander Madison is my guy here because I'm assuming, as usual, Dalvin Cook will miss some time.
Oh, yeah. Well, if Aaron Rodgers really drops down to this 10th round, which I have zero confidence he goes past the 2nd round in our draft, in our league.
There's not enough weapons there, Tanner.
Your dad's going to draft him.
No, even my dad knows that's a bad idea this year.
Look, I'm drafting Aaron Rodgers at this point. It's a perfect for the Lizard King and Aaron Rodgers come into play. So
at least you got I love to pair quarterbacks and receivers.
Yes.
So pairing is a fun thing for me. I'm always doing that. Every year I try to pair whatever quarterback I get with the receivers. So.
That was my big thing yesterday, was trying to find a well enough quarterback to be able to pair with one of my receivers.
Yeah, this running back list is really getting scarce at this point.
It does. What's your feeling here? All right, so we got Travis Etienne coming off his injury and everything. Possibly looks like he's going to be taking the lead role, at least on passing downs. What's your thought with James Robinson? I know he's coming off that injury, but do you trust it?
I still like James Robinson. I really, really do. As a player, I think he's a good player in this league, and I love that rookie year especially. I think ETN is going to be used quite a bit, as people have talked about, in the receiving game, out of the slot even at times. I think Robinson's still going to get a good workload, though. I think he's, especially in round 11, I think he's really good value in that situation, because I still see this guy getting somewhere between 12 to 15 carries a game, while ETN gets maybe closer to 5 to 6 to 7 catches per game. Robinson's not going to be your receiving back.
Yeah. I would say later on, like the 11th, 12th round, I'm all for it.
If James Robinson's your RB4, then you're doing okay.
You're doing all right.
You're doing okay, I would say.
Yeah.
But you don't want him to be your RB2.
No.
I'll put it that way.
Do not go up and reach for him. Yeah. Bad news.
No, I mean if you just neglect running backs altogether, Tanner. If he ends up your RB2 because you neglected too many running backs,
you did too much.
Then you went too far to the RB0. A little too far the other way.
Went too far one way, guys.
RB0 does not mean take no running backs. It just means don't value them as much as receivers. That's all.
That would be insane. All right, I think we're going to go running back here, guys. So we got 15 rounds is what it is. So I've been kind of doing the strategy, 5 wideouts, 4 running backs, 2 tight ends, 2 QBs, and then your kicker D. Let's see here. You know, this would be my 4th RB4. Yeah, RB4. I'm going to go ahead and go Ronald Jones. Beat Mike to that handcuff for Clyde.
Well, for those out there listening, I was at Chiefs camp this past week, and this guy's getting a lot of work. I mean, he's going to be a big part of the offense, and he's a veteran. Mecole Hardman, I think, has a chance to really break out this year, and we've been waiting for it to happen. I think if it's going to happen, this is the year it's going to happen, if it ever will. So I like him in round 11. It just makes sense to go for a stab at him there. After that, jumping back over to the running backs for just a moment, I got Marlon Mack, Sony Michel. There's just not a lot to pick from. Rashad White would probably be my best option here. Leonard Fournette showed up out of shape. Tampa Bay is now making sure they got some kind of running back situation under control. I like the rookie here just because it's getting late in the draft. Might as well take a guy that has potential.
I'm going to go Hunter Henry here, tight end. I feel like this guy is definitely going to be a weapon for Mac Jones. He's going to be the safety net, essentially. And if John New is anything like he was last year, I got nothing to worry about.
So, Tanner, do you always go defense or kicker last? What do you?
I do kicker than defense.
Kicker then defense.
Yeah.
So you do defense dead last?
Yep.
So why kicker first?
Usually I can get more points out of them, I feel. Okay. Defense, I can rotate a lot more. I mean, you can rotate both of them.
Yeah.
But I feel like more of a kicker, I can establish a kicker for at least a lengthy time. Mm-hmm. Unlike defenses that, especially beginning of the season, that may completely flop from what you expect.
I think for kickers, you just want to find a guy that plays on a good offense.
And be able to get in the red zone. That's all you need. Get in the red zone, kick some field goals.
Yeah. I would say my defenses are more interchangeable than my kickers traditionally. My kicker, I just pick a guy and let him sit until he really starts screwing up. My defenses, depending on my season, I might have like 4 or 5 different defenses in there over the course of a full season.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Usually about 5. Actually, I'm about 4 to 5, 5 to 6, depending what, who I got in the free agency. As long as JG doesn't pick up 6 defenses like he did one year.
Yeah, he was trying to corner the market on defenses. So how about that?
So I'm going to go my second quarterback here. If you're in a deep league, I would totally recommend Deshaun Watson because it sounds like he's probably going to be playing week 1 with all the up in the air.
He is playing the first preseason game.
He is?
Yes.
Okay.
He's going to start the first preseason game.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't even viewing that for you. Chris Olave went.
Yeah, Olave.
I love Tua. Tua being this late is actually one of my keys, but I don't think I'm going to get him. DJ Chark Jr., we talked about Jeremy B, of him being the number 1, solidified number 1. Well, he's going late. Sky Moore went.
There you go. Good pick on the whoever computer drafted Sky Moore.
Right. Actually, no, that was an actual person.
Was it somebody, actual person?
That was an actual person.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going Jameis here, despite his injuries. I still think he's going to be effective as a QB2. So then we'll hop in here.
I'm going to get my backup quarterback next. And then after that,
that's what I did.
Switch over to defense.
Yep.
And then kicker will be just dead last for me in this draft. So my quarterback, I got Mayfield, Carson Wentz, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, and then Deshaun Watson. I'm going to go, in this case, I'm curious to see how Mac Jones evolves with this team. He had actually a pretty good rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
Another year of coaching. I mean, this guy might turn out to be a pretty solid player. So
I guess the only concern there is with Josh McDaniels leaving.
I'm not that overly concerned with it.
No?
But it's not going to make or break his career by any means. I'm going Mac Jones here as my backup. We'll see how things play out. Now I'm going down to defenses, looking them over real quick. I got the Chargers, Saints defense on the board, Had 46 sacks last season. I love the things the Chargers did in the offseason, though, on their defense. I mean, that just looks like a scary team at this point. It's a lot to work with. So between the Saints and Chargers, I'm going to have to go with the Chargers on this one. But it's a defense. If I'm wrong, we'll just rotate in someone else week to week and figure it out. You know, it's no big deal.
That's all you got to do.
Not that concerned about it.
And I talked about it, guys, also the last few days. If you attend the shows, our Yahoo League. So we go about, 21 rounds?
We do 21 rounds, and we have 2 IDPs in our Yahoo League.
Yeah. So it's a deep bench. It's a deep league. So you're really looking at really far guys that are way down there. So, yeah, it's kind of hit and go. Hey, Matt Prater. This seems to be my guy. I think there's a sign here. This is the 5th time in a row I've picked Matt Prater.
I feel like he's been in the league for like 25 years.
He's never – oh, I guess he failed me one time. One game he failed me.
Probably because he got drunk, Tanner.
Nah, it wasn't that. How many teams? It is a 12-man league. 12-man league, very deep.
The keepers are a cool element, though, this year, I think.
Yes,
it's going to be nice to have that down the road. You're going to feel more like you have control over your roster, like year to year, by having keepers in there. And you can trade draft picks.
Yeah, and trade draft picks. That's a new thing as well. It's like dynasty rosters, pretty much, almost.
I think dynasties are awesome. I wish I could find a league that would open up a full-on dynasty league where we just drafted rookies every year. Like you just have your players.
I don't know if I texted you this. I don't know if you saw it. You were at your concert, but Connor wants to do a dynasty league.
Yeah, I'd be all over it.
So Jason backed out because it'd be a lot.
I must not have seen it because I was.
You're probably at your concert
watching Mudvayne.
So, yeah, he wants to do a dynasty. I'm trying to find players. I'm struggling finding dedicated players for it.
Well, you already know I'll do it.
I know, because that'd be fun. That'd be a blast.
I want a dynasty league that we play for like 10 years.
Yeah,
like I want to straight up feel like I'm building up this.
Do you think we can get a few of the players in our league to do it too?
A couple of them.
Yeah, that's like 4.
Yeah.
What's up, Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk.
Gina, thanks for chiming in here.
Well, are you happy with your team, Tanner, on our mock draft here?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah.
Finish up.
I'm not overly happy with my team. My running backs ended up worse than I was hoping. Receivers are even then, like some of these guys I got aren't my favorite guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys I thought I missed out. I was hoping for a few players to drop that ended up not dropping this time around.
Yeah, this was a rough first go of our new selections.
Definitely. So this team is definitely not my most hated team since I've done these mock drafts since Saturday. There's one team I had on Monday I did not like at all. Hated it. I drafted at 3, and it was the worst time of my life. This one is definitely not there. I'd probably put it in my middle rankings. Not my best. Middle rankings, I'd say. My best one, Yahoo projected me. I thought my best one was one of my first ones I did. And they projected me to go second to last in projections.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the team, but apparently Yahoo did not.
Well, Yahoo's always wrong, so.
But I haven't finished less than a B+ in grades. So if that counts for anything. All right, guys. So first off, before we check standings and stuff, let's go ahead and view some players that are out there that could be past this 15 round in case you have something 15 or later like us. So quarterbacks wise, Goff could be a nice QB2, QB3 if you're going that far down.
Mm-hmm.
Wilson is another one. I mean, what? I don't really see anything else past that.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Jared Goff should be on your radar without a doubt.
Yeah.
There's some good receivers there on that team, so look into them for sure. I wouldn't really mess anybody else. I know you pointed out Zach Wilson.
I mean, as a QB3,
I mean, if you had enough room to carry 3, I suppose. Otherwise, I'd leave it alone.
Mills is going to be a waiver wire gem, is what Little Box says.
Which one?
Davis Mills.
Oh.
He could be. He's going to be a guy that's going to throw a lot.
He's had his moments here and there, so.
Yeah, so let's look at wide receivers next, guys. So Galladay's there. Yeah. Gallup, when he comes back,
Yeah.
it's gonna be nice to have.
Michael Gallup should definitely be on your radar for sure. That's a really good player right there.
Yep.
Obviously, the injury occurred, but still solid player. Good value at that point.
Hey,
in the
real
draft,
quick, go to your. I don't know if do you have the other window for your mock drafts
No.
to get in the get in another window.
Oh.
We'll get in a league, so we're not having you guys wait forever. We'll go
That
over
makes
our
sense.
previous league.
All right.
We're
We're to do one more mock, Tanner. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're gonna do one more here.
Okay.
All right.
Let's jump.
So
down
let's
here.
let's try to get around the 9 minute mark.
Yeah.
Where's 10? I need 10.
Get ready.
Strategy, guys.
Get down to the 12 range.
Where you at?
I'm just waiting for
Right
one
there.
of these to pop. As soon as it pops, your arc thing. I got in one.
You're in one.
Pump fake. Pump fake. Did you get it?
I don't see it.
All right. I'll back out if you didn't see it.
I see it.
Yep. All right. Too late.
Hurry up, offense.
And yep.
It took me out of my window.
You got it. Though.
Are you still in the window? Yeah. There we go. All right, Mike. It took me out of my window.
All right.
So, but what do you
So,
got?
As far as receivers left over here on the list, George Pickens is up there for the
Yeah.
Steelers. You guys, if you've followed along at all, you guys know I was a big fan of him in the draft. So I like him on there. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Right now, the Chiefs have him listed as the WR2 on the roster. We'll see how things play out, though, because there's so far in camp, it's a mixed bag. There's a wide variety of receivers. Sky Moore went above him in this mock draft. I would probably lean more towards Sky Moore than I would Marquez Valdes-Scantling, as well as Mecole Hardman. So to me, MVS is probably the WR4 on the Chiefs roster in my fantasy mind. Otherwise, Alec Pierce from Indianapolis. I like him as a rookie, too. I think he's going to be a guy that steps in.
They're really trying to get Pierce ready, too, in Indy.
Yeah, I think he's going to get some solid playing time this year. So, yeah, those are my guys right now that stand out that are left over on that one.
What about running backs?
Running backs, not a lot to pick from, man. It's one of those things. Chuba Hubbard should be on your list. He had 600 yards rushing last year, taking over for an injured Christian McCaffrey. I would grab him once again late in the draft, just as a handcuff of some kind, just because there is a high likely chance that he would get playing time this year.
And then what you got up top, Marlon Mack, Sony Michel, both guys that could eventually see the field.
Sony Michel has the opportunity.
Yeah.
The difference is the problem is he's in Miami where they just have a bunch of random running backs over there now. So we don't know who's gonna really shine or stand out. So I guess he'd be the only one left on this list I'd care for. Darrell Williams, obviously, us being Chiefs fans, we saw him plenty the past couple of years. I still probably wouldn't rely on him too much to do a whole lot in Arizona.
Yeah, it didn't sound like last I heard things weren't going too hot there for him.
Yep. So, yeah, not a lot of great running backs after this draft on this one left over. So, get your running backs taken care of in your draft in the first, 12 rounds.
Good. So go to standings for me.
Standings. Right over
So
here.
standings, where did you sit?
Way down. I finished 9th on that.
I finished 8th.
You were 8th.
So go up to the first place team. What was
Blake.
the first place team?
Blake. So Blake ended up. I don't know about this. So Blake is the one that got Patrick Mahomes in this draft, which is great value where he got him at.
Mm-hmm.
But his receivers are Gabriel Davis, Devonta Smith, and then he goes down to Chase Claypool. Like
What?
that. So this is this guy's team. Hold on. This number one team in this draft. He got Patrick Mahomes, which is great. His receivers, though, number one receiver was Gabriel Davis. Number one. His number 2 was Devonta Smith. And that's it. Otherwise, his running backs, you got Christian McCaffrey, who's injured a lot. Alvin Kamara, who should be missing some time, I would assume, or in some kind of fashion.
So Kamara, we talked about this on Monday. There's a good chance Kamara doesn't get suspended until 2023 because
Okay.
the court date got pushed back.
Well,
So
that
if the
helps.
court date pushed back, that means he's going to be able to play.
That helps. He did get Darren Waller, which is a good pick, and then Cam Akers was in there. Yeah, I think Yahoo's a
Yeah, he is.
little off their rocker on this one. So
Blake's really open for some breakouts. So is Yahoo, I think. So, look, Yahoo's 1 and 2. I think I've only had maybe 2 or 3 teams that finished in the 1 and 2 spot that have actually been decent that I've seen. Other than that, some of those guys I wouldn't touch that early.
If Gabriel Davis is my WR1, I am scared for my life. I might as well just hand over my money now.
Yeah, it
and
might be a
just-
little rough. It might be a little rough.
I
That's
can't
so
even
scary.
imagine that, especially me being a guy that values receivers so much. So
Yeah. What's the buy-in in your league? So we do a measly 25.
well, we do that, but we invest it. So
Yeah.
we invest the money so that way it's worth more by the end of the season. So I take the money and then we put it into something. Maybe it's a cryptocurrency. Maybe things look bright and shiny, and then we invest it in something. Invest it in Tesla or
Tesla.
something like that. I don't know. And then we ended up making more money 6 months later, right?
Yeah.
At least that's the plan.
Usually the plan there. We did it the first year last year. I think we ended up plus.
We
What was it?
Well, so there was a time we could have ended up doubling our money last year. So we were up. So our total was 300. We were up to almost $600 of a total pot, and basically that's when crypto began going down. I should have cashed out at 600, and we just ended up only being up like 80 or so.
Yeah.
We ended up being the total profit of the extra. So
A $1,200 pot. I think that's what my brother is trying to do with the dynasty stuff because it's a $100 buy-in.
yeah, that'd be fun. That would be nice to do a big old dynasty.
Man, that'd be insane. Do you think? I don't know. I wish we could try to get more people here. Got to be serious. Got to be willing to stick with it. That's the biggest key. All right, guys. So we're doing our second round mock draft. Before we get started, if you are watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell. You're going to know when we go live. If you're on Sports Buffoons account, go follow Let's Talk Sports. If you're on Let's Talk Sports, come over to the Sports Buffoons. Give us a subscribe as well and a like. If you're on Twitch, make sure you guys follow us. Go over to Let's Talk Sports as well and follow their Twitch. They do daily live shows. We do a little bit too. I kind of put that on our Sports Buffoon account, but make sure you guys go follow, guys. Great stuff, great content. We got even more stuff coming with the football season. So make sure you guys do that. And we begin, guys.
Let's hope this one turns out a little more smooth than the last one.
It might.
So JT off the board
So
right away.
So we don't have an auto picker at 2. Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Cooper
Cup.
Kupp.
That's the traditional ADPs at the moment.
Yeah. Well, JD has actually been 2.
Who has?
Or JD. Justin Jefferson. JF.
Like
he's 2 ADP right now.
Hold on, I could pull up the ADPs right now.
On Yahoo or Fantasy Pros?
Well, this is on Fantasy Pros.
Okay, on Fantasy Pros it's not. On Yahoo he is.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson's number 6 on Fantasy Pros for PPR leagues.
Gotcha. Just I got him at 5 in the Let's Talk Sports League, so
yeah,
it's fair deal. Fair deal.
All right, let's see.
There goes Jefferson at 5.
There's Derrick Henry.
See what happens.
I'm probably going to try to get a running back. Well, I already took Aaron Jones early last time, but I'm going to go a little more running back heavy on this one, just to see how it unfolds.
It's interesting, I can tell you that.
Because once you get down past round like 8 and 9, it gets pretty scary.
I'm going to try an all-out, a different style. Oh, Devontae went, so that automatically includes I can do a different style here. Chase is there at 10?
Well, you got to do it, Tanner.
It's only a dream. It's only a dream.
Jamar Chase.
I wasn't going to go wide receiver, but I'm going wide receiver at 10. If it's Chase.
There's Najee Harris. I like Stephon Diggs a lot. It's consistent. You know what you're going to get out of him. He's not even 30 years old yet, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Right.
He's been in the league for this long. So it makes sense for me on this one. I like Diggs over CeeDee Lamb just because I know what I'm going to get out of Diggs. So I'm going to go Diggs and then Aaron Jones, as I talked about earlier. PPR is just going to be a big standout with those terrible receivers they got over there in Green Bay.
Come back around.
So Tanner's wanting CeeDee Lamb now.
Nope. I'm not playing that
Or
round.
Swift. You going Swift again?
Nope, I'm not playing that round.
Swift is gone.
Keep Travis Kelce.
Going Kelsey here. Okay, so then your first 2 picks, you went what, Tanner? You went
I went
Jamar Chase, Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
That's not bad. I mean, you got the potential WR1, arguably,
Yeah.
besides Cooper Kupp. And then you got the number 1 tight end, Travis Kelce. So you're solidified in
At 2
couple
spots.
spots right there.
Are these are yes, these are our draft spots. So I'm at 10, he's at 12.
Yeah.
Now with our keepers, so I kept CD Lamb and DeAndre Swift. So I lost my second round pick and I lost my third round pick. Just keep that in mind. So
I last year I got Cooper Kupp in the 4th round, so I gave up a 3rd round pick to keep him this year. So that's awesome value on that one. So I'll try to hold on to him probably for another year after this too.
oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
my plan.
I got a crazy strategy on this one.
Well, so far I like your first 2 picks. You got
I
some
like
good
my first
options
2 as
there.
well.
Those turned out really good.
Yeah.
I'm scared about the running back situation.
I know Chase is not going to be in the draft because he's a keeper for somebody, but let's just say he was, and I ended up with him at 10. I'd be happy.
Some of these guys are at 25. So my guy that I want
CD went all the way down there at the end.
24th. Yeah.
What?
Well, his ADP and PPR, I think I told you earlier, was around like 16 or so. Was
Yeah,
his ADP?
16.
So he did go.
That's
further
the
past that.
furthest I've ever seen CD drop.
Yeah. Do you trust James Conner given the situation over there?
Yes.
Being
He's
ADP 31 though.
He's going to be the man. So Ryan Larson talked
Right.
about him as well. So Ryan Larson has him ranked at 5 on his list for running backs. That's ahead of guys like Dalvin, Aaron,
nice.
Derek, DeAndre.
I was high on Connor his last year in Pittsburgh, and I was high on him last year at the value you could get him.
Yeah.
Now that he's going in round 3, I'm not nearly as high on him. I don't know.
He's
what to
going to
think
be
of
the
that.
man. He's going to be
Sure.
the guy.
He will. You guys know how much I care about value. If he was going in round 5 or 6, I'd probably love him. But like round 3, for some reason, I'm not as comfortable with it.
No, I mean, I think it's 4 I'd be okay with.
You know, someone I'm really coming around on, Tanner, big time, is Eli Mitchell. Now that's a guy that's also going to be the man over there for San Francisco, and he had a really good season last year. I mean, he ended up having almost 5 yards a carry, had almost 1,000 yards rushing, and now that he's kind of come onto the scene, and they see that he's going to be getting the RB1 workload in a run-heavy offense. At least I think they're going to be a run-heavy offense with Trey Lance.
I think so too with those guys.
So I see him definitely being an impact running back that has a lot of potential. Now, do I like him over Breece Hall? I don't know.
Oh, I like
can't decide.
Terry over these guys because he's going to be force-fed that ball for sure.
So Cam Akers is on the board still. I think I'm going to trust my instinct of what I expect out of Eli Mitchell here and grab him. Breece Hall would be my other choice, but I think Mitchell has better upside because of the better offense than supposedly better offense anyway.
Yeah, that's
than what
fair.
Breece Hall could be in.
What you could do, because Trey Lance will be going down to the 8, 9, 10 spots, you can get him as a nice QB 1 or 2.
All right, right here I'm going back to wide receiver on this one. I like Michael Pittman Jr. quite a bit. Tanner's not as high on him as I am. I see him. I mean, he had 88 catches, 1,000 yards, 82, and 6 touchdowns. Those touchdowns are going to go up this year. He's going to be a red zone machine for that offense. Well, see, Tanner, Patrick Mahomes went at the right spot that time. That's where he's supposed to go.
Trying to go Patrick Mahomes to pair with Kelsey.
But 38, that's where he's supposed to go. So he can't fall every time.
So bummed right now. Going Gibbs. Waddle. All right. I'm decent at receiver now. I was totally going Patrick Mahomes. I really was. I was like, if I don't get Patrick Mahomes at 4, then I won't. I know I won't get him at 5. Well, I didn't get him at 4. Gosh. I was trying to put that pair with then. Couple solid wide receivers, and then the Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes pair would have been dominant.
Yeah. Who was your other pick on that?
I got Waddle.
Okay, Waddle.
Yeah.
So then your receivers are pretty good.
Yep.
I still think even with Tyreek Hill being a part of the offense, Waddle should get, somewhere in the 80 catch range.
I
on that team.
think Waddle plays his own role in this. Like it's
Right.
not Tyreek will.
Some people are scared of what's going to happen with Waddle with Tyreek being there. And yeah, they added Cedric Wilson too. I just think Waddle, as you were saying, Tanner, plays his own role. It's different than Tyreek's kind of role.
Mm-hmm.
I still see Waddle having a 80, maybe even 90 catch season for the team, and over 1,000 yards.
Oh, easily. I just think he can play more of that middle field ground, and also the outs. Tyreek is going to be more your deep and short routes. Cedric Wilson will be more your slants. And I just think Waddle is going to be that guy that when you need a guy to catch 8-10 yards and in the middle of traffic, you're going to go Waddle.
So Dobbins went 47 right there.
Yeah, that's early.
That's it. Yeah, you say it's early now, Tanner, but when he's putting up 1,300 yards, it's going to be worth it. I was surprised if you guys watched the Hall of Fame game. Josh Jacobs ended up with like 8 carries in that game, which when I'm watching this unfold, I'm like, why are they just feeding him the ball like this in a meaningless preseason game?
A Hall of Fame
in a
game.
Hall of Fame game. Meanwhile, all the other starters are out of the offense. I was like, what the hell are they doing?
Didn't make any sense.
And yeah, they said it. They said they weren't trying to show him off for trade bait. So I don't know what they were planning on that.
And then goes Joe Burrow.
Burrow went kind of early there, I feel like. 51st overall for Burrow is a little too early, in my opinion. If you can get him somewhere closer to like 58 or 60, then go for it in that range.
Huh. Again, too. Travis Etienne. Okay.
Man. A lot of people are high on Etienne
Mm-hmm.
this year. I think we need to still treat him a little bit as a rookie, considering we have not seen him play yet.
At all.
So you have to remember this is his first year in the league, technically, of playing on the field. So,
And it's also a year away from playing with Lawrence.
and if you look at his projections, they're expecting 700 rushing yards and 421 receiving yards. Receiving yards I can get down with. 700 rushing yards.
I don't know
I
about
don't know.
that.
I just don't know that he's going to be that kind of a guy.
I don't know about that. All right, we're going to go Singletary here. Thielen went early. Wow.
All right, now I'm feeling a lot better about the situation I'm in because I wanted to go more running back in this one. So I already got Aaron Jones. I want to get A.J. Dillon too at this point. That way, no matter what happens in a offense full of terrible receivers that's going to probably be running the ball a lot more, I can grab both running backs in that team. And so that way I feel a little bit better about that situation. Then I'm going to go back to receiver, I think. Let me see what the quarterbacks look like real quick. I got Kyler Murray on the board, Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts. I can wait a little longer on those guys. I'm going to go back from what I did the last draft, go back to DK Metcalf again. I just think we're underselling him based on the quarterback play. And I think regardless, he's going to have another 1,000-yard season.
Oh, yeah. And I would say on that team, you would.
I mean, they got a bad defense. They'll be playing from behind. We know that they're going to struggle from time to time in the passing game, but if he's your top target, I think they're going to make it happen.
Agreed. I fully agree with that. Miles Sanders goes. Derek Carr, Gabe Davis, Don Schultz. So Dallas went before Schultz. It's kind of interesting.
There goes Gabriel Davis. That's somebody's WR1 right there. This one off the board.
No, it's not.
No, it wasn't.
This is WR2 though.
It wasn't the last draft.
WR2 though.
It is his WR2.
Yeah, he has DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. This Gabriel Davis thing, man, it throws me off. Are we banking on the fact that he had a career game against the Chiefs in the playoffs as the hope for why he deserved to be taken in round 6?
I don't get it. I don't understand the hype. I mean, Cole Beasley leaving has nothing to do with Gabe Davis.
Yeah, they're totally different styles. Like Beasley and Davis is not going to replace Cole Beasley. Those are different types of player completely.
We're at 6, so we're hitting 7. I think I got one more round on the way back down. I think I can get my quarterback. I feel comfortable there at 8.
Tanner, do you think there's any chance that Gronk comes back mid-season?
No. I
Not
feel
this
like
time?
he's done. I feel like
He's really
this
done?
guy's already retired once, and he was iffy on coming back then.
You might think it's funny.
He might, but I think he also is tired of getting beat up.
He could come back for the playoffs, though, and still be good.
Oh, yeah.
Just play him for like 2 or 3 games.
That's all you need. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they signed Crowder to replace Beasley. I mean, Crowder's actually probably more serviceable than Beasley.
Yeah, Crowder
honestly.
Crowder is more like a Cole Beasley than a Gabriel Davis. Anyway,
Yeah.
he fits more of that mold.
Yeah, it's 2 different kind of roles for this team.
I cannot get down with the Gabriel Davis is suddenly going to be an 1,100-yard receiver type of hype we're seeing right now.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I think they should be happy if they get 650, 700 yards out of him this year. See, this is the receiver range, Tanner, that I find so interesting when we get down here to the late 7th, early 8th, because you got like Michael Thomas on there, Chris Godwin, Hopkins, Renfro, Ayoke. Like, it's just a weird range, but I love a lot of those players.
Why do
There's
these
a lot of
people hate me?
high upside on
They
there.
keep taking all my players. All right, we're going to go Stevenson here.
Ramondre Stevenson. All right, I'm going to grab a quarterback here at this point. Last time I got Matthew Stafford, I thought it was pretty good value in I think it was the 9th round. I could go back to Stafford again here. I feel comfortable with it. I think, yeah, at this point, I'm going to go Stafford here because I got back-to-back picks. If I wait too long, I'm not sure I'm going to get him. Get Stafford now, just that way it's out of the way. I know my quarterback's going to be again. And then now I can look at the receiver group again. I still like Chris Godwin a lot. He's one of the better players in this entire league. Great route runner, great hands too. I think I'm going to take a risk on him, just given the fact that I feel comfortable with my receiving situation going forward with DK Metcalf and Stephon Diggs and Michael Pittman Jr. Godwin can be a guy that can plug in when he's fully healthy and be ready to roll, and I can trust him.
And what's that? That's projection, what, week 3, week 4 right now?
Yeah, and that's fine. He doesn't need to start right away.
Oh, I can wait.
But there's other receivers like freaking Renfro with 103 catches last year. And we're picking for PPR. I mean, he's not a bad pick at all.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just to have some room. I don't have a tight end. Oh, yeah, I do. TKs. I love it that I'm hearing good things about Michael Thomas in training camp.
Hey, man, he had a whole year off last year, so
Yeah.
he's got a lot to come back and show off and prove.
Yeah. Jonathan Grishman, who does our baseball stuff on Mondays, a lot of Let's Talk Sports stuff. He's a Saints fan. So he was on Let's Talk Sports the other day, and I decided to ask him before they hopped off, like, hey, what do you think about the Saints? What are you hearing from the Saints? And he talked about Michael Thomas, that a great compliment coming into play with Olave. So in Landry. I like hearing that. I like hearing Thomas is being just as quick, and he's going to be just as effective.
You guys, I think you already know, like, one of the guys that I really have high hopes for this year is just Jameis Winston to step up and mature. He seems to be getting more mature as a passer as time goes on. Since that year, he went, what was it, 30 for 30?
Yep.
which was just insane. And then he had some kind of an eye surgery. Is that right, Tanner?
Yep. He had eye correction surgery before he went to the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And last year with the Saints was
ACLs.
much more efficient in the time he was playing.
Yep.
And I think with this talent now that the Saints have around him, as far as the receivers go, I mean, he shouldn't fail with this team. I think we're looking at potential high upside for guys like Olave and then Michael Thomas. I don't think Michael Thomas is ever going to be a 120 catch guy again.
No.
You know, that kind of deal. But I could see him still coming in and having 90 catches for 1,100.
I mean, their projections here is 83.
83,
receptions.
and what's the yardage look like?
951.
951. That's probably on the low end. If he
Yeah.
plays every game, it's going to be more than that.
There goes Hopkins.
I love the value of Hopkins at that point. It's like, why not just take a stab at him? Might as well.
Captain Kirk. See, I did it again. Why didn't you tell me? Come on, little boxes.
What'd you do this time?
I didn't go back to dark mode.
Wow.
Let's see here. Oh, man, what am I at? I need 1.
Oh
2,
man,
3,
Mike
4.
Gesicki is off the board. That was my guy.
You know, I'm going.
I wanted him there.
Going Cook. Cook for a handcuff to Singletary.
I'm basically going to punt. I'm going to punt on tight ends, I guess, in this draft, and just end up with some scraps. So it is what it is on that one. So at this point, if this falls correctly for this next pick for me, I'll be happy with this as my RB4. Okay, good. So Cordell Patterson, guy we just talked about in the last mock, is now available. He would be my RB4. I like that a lot. Just good depth at that point. He's a guy that I think can step in and catch a few passes when my other guys are on bye weeks. So I like that pick here. So grabbed him there. Go back to the receivers. We got Devonta Smith, Tyler Lockett, Russell Gage, Julio. Obviously, Julio's not someone I'm interested in.
I was about to say, is Julio weird somebody?
Nope.
I'm not even.
But I will happily take Devonta Smith here. If he can repeat that production from last year with maybe a few more catches, then this turns into a really good pick, and he would become my WR. Looks like 5. Yeah, WR5 on my roster. Which for the other guys' roster that got the A+ last draft,
Yeah.
he was their WR2,
Mm-hmm.
and he's my WR5. So I better get an A++ for this draft.
Come on. Jahendra. Russell Wilson QB. Where am I at here? I think I can still go. I think I can go one more here. Well, I'm loving this Russell Gage connection because remember, Tom Brady brought Gage over. He has to be a weapon.
Yep.
That's my WR5.
Gage did have a slight injury in practice today, but sounds like it's something he's going to work through.
Sounds like, yeah.
Doesn't
sound like anything major by any means.
But Russell Gage, when healthy, is a really good slot receiver. In fact, he was Matt Ryan's favorite slot receiver 2 years ago. He didn't drop anything. So I mean, the guy was a standout out of the slot, and we all know how much Tom Brady loves the slot receivers. So I think he wants a serviceable replacement if Godwin is to also miss time.
It makes sense. About Robert Woods, what's your thoughts on him?
I think we shouldn't totally give up on Robert Woods. I think the problem with Robert Woods is the offense he's in now. I think we all loved him over with the Rams because it was a high volume passing offense, and it made sense. We liked him with the Bills as well back in the day. Even as he's getting older here, I still think he's a decent option in this part of the draft, but he's not a guy I'm targeting by any means because you know what you're going to get out of him, and it's probably not going to be anything special.
Agreed.
I would much rather risk the upside of taking Chris Olave or or even Pickens
Or even Sky Moore.
or even a Sky Moore, probably over Robert Woods. Just because in this stage of the draft, you want to find guys that have a bigger upside. Robert Woods doesn't have upside at all. He's got a low ceiling. So I would much rather have guys that have more explosion to them that I can maybe, here and there have them break out and then end up getting more targets down the road because they've built trust with their quarterback.
Yeah, that's fair. Ronald Jones actually went this time.
Yeah. I've had to cool off a little bit on Ronald Jones this year.
Yeah, to calm down.
Just due to the situation, I guess. I'm hoping he comes out and is the animal that I believe he is.
So are you threatened by Isaiah?
Oh, I saw him at camp, and Isaiah Pacheco looks pretty legit. He definitely looks good.
Interesting.
I'm not worried about McKinnon at all. It doesn't bother me.
I think McKinnon gets cut.
Isaiah Pacheco, I was skeptical of him because of the low yards per carry he's had at Rutgers. But, I mean, obviously that's with a college O-line, and you got to scout guys weed through all of the nonsense to figure out who he really is. And so far in KC and camp, he's been standing out and been the training camp darling, I would say.
You dirty Carlos. Ugh.
There's guys on the board, Tanner.
It ruined my whole plan, dude. Just.
I mean, I had to pretty much give up on all tight ends, basically, in this draft. I ran out of tight ends, basically.
My plan was to draft Waddle and Edmonds and pair with Tua, and I missed it by one pick. Why are you doing that to me? Why you got to do that to me?
All right.
You saw me click it.
All right, I got me some Hardman there. He's going to get lots of touches this year by default.
Oh, man.
And then I'm just going to throw in David and Joko because I need a tight end.
Getting stream sniped. Actually did. I was that dated. Can't even blame that now. Oh, man.
So are you not liking this draft as much as the last?
I don't.
I'm actually liking this team a little better.
I like the beginning. I actually like it still. I just wish I had a couple other players. Like I wish that Tua would have fell to me. Carlos got me.
The good news is, Tanner, we have 2.5 weeks to prepare for our draft. So
yeah, we had time.
We're gonna have plenty of mocks in the future to figure out what route we want to go with this whole thing.
Oh yeah, there's so many different strategies I'm gonna try.
Yeah. Which Ryan Larison, our fantasy guy, is he up to 100 fantasy leagues
yes,
yet?
he has passed 100. No, wait, he passed 50.
Yeah, I know he was over 50.
I don't know where he's
at. I made a joke that he was going to go over 100, and I don't know if that was 2 weeks ago. So he might actually be over 100 leagues now.
Well, when I chat with him on Thursday or tomorrow, you'll see him tomorrow. He'll be on the show.
Okay.
You can ask him tomorrow.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad for some of those leagues he's in because it's like, when you have a bunch of kids and then some get neglected, it's going to be like that. He's going to have his favorite leagues where he cares about it the most. And then some of the leagues get neglected and then just get sent to a foster home or something. It'll never be looked at again.
Never seen again.
And that's what Ryan Larison's doing to all these fantasy leagues.
He might win one. He might lose some.
Right. Only the successful ones he'll take under his wing and continue to develop.
That's good. That's good. So guys, as we kind of wind down here in the last couple of rounds, a couple themes for fantasy football related. Tomorrow is the show 2 of the Fantasy Football University for Let's Talk Sports. Tune in. Mike here will be on it. There'll be about 3 or 4 more guests on that show as well. Going to be good info. The first show went really well. I'm excited for the second one. Also, in the description below, you're going to see a few tools. Ryan Larison, our fantasy football that we've mentioned a few times. He has his website, fantasyfootballforthepeople.com. Go in, you can get the updated rankings, get some more fantasy info. He also helps with WagMe Fantasy. He just did a best ball fantasy article on how to play and some of the strategies for it, which I loved because I'm doing a best ball draft this weekend on Underdog. And then also on rotoballer.com, he also writes for Rotoballer. So make sure you guys go check him out there. Also, you can go to Rotoballer, underdogfantasy.com, put in the promo code. Sorry, I'm drafting real quick. Put in the promo code LTS, Larry Tom Sam, and get to match up to your first $100 in deposit. Totally different than FanDuel and DraftKings. This is an actual like fantasy football draft that we're doing, but it's best ball. And so you don't start lineups, it starts it for you, but it's a deep league kind of thing. So something to definitely look at. And make sure you do Larry Tom Sam LTS as your promo code. And then finally, Mikey's tool, Basement Brewed Fantasy Football, also in the link below. When you click on it, sign up, put my name in the referral link. My name's in the description as well, and be able to give me some credit. But it's fabulous. It goes all right. It's fabulous tool. He's updating it, so it's going to have a heat map for DFS. Better go get it while the price is low because I think it raises here soon. So go check it out. All that is in the description below, guys. Oh, well, I'm already dropped my kicker. Team defense. Sorry, guys. I haven't been showing the screen.
I did get Jameis as my backup quarterback, by the way.
Oh, that's
So
I had him last time.
I was looking at Yahoo's projections for him. So they're saying 4,800 pass yards, 34 touchdowns, and 18 interceptions. If he has that kind of a season, I mean, that's awesome.
That's good.
I would absolutely take that.
I had Jameis last draft for us. That's my backup.
Yeah. I just think there's upside there with Winston.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's upside for him to be a high passing yardage guy as well as high pass touchdown guy. His interceptions might be a bit of an issue. Who knows if he's going to really get that fixed or not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, last year it was great signs of improvement, but can he do it consistently? That's what remains to be seen.
And you guys also, please like and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. If you're on the Sports Buffoon channel, please go over to Let's Talk Sports. If you're on Let's Talk Sports, please run over to Sports Buffoons. Like and subscribe on both. If you're on Twitch, make sure you guys follow us. You also over to Let's Talk Sports as well and give them a follow as well. So daily shows on Let's Talk Sports, good stuff. And then we're doing mock drafts every night, guys, till the big weekend. I'll be on. We'll be drafting. If you guys have any recommendations or something you want to see in a certain round or a certain pick or a certain team length, I'd be happy to do that. So
I'm always a fan of testing out different strategies.
Oh,
So
yeah. This is exactly what I'm using this for.
All it's for is like, let's try this way and this that time and see how this unfolds.
Maybe we'll go running back heavy. Maybe we'll jump to quarterback in the second round and see what goes from there.
Yeah, you
Stuff
figure
like
out
that.
what works for you the best over time.
And then when you get into your actual league, it all ruins it by pick 3 because somebody picks nobody that should be there. So, right? Is that how it usually happens? It completely ruins your strategy by pick 3 or pick 4 even.
Sure, I can't stand when that happens. I mean, you have to have like multiple strategies within a strategy, basically. Like you can have your base strategy and then be able to be flexible within that.
Then you get 2 guys that shouldn't be there when you pick, and the whole shebang.
I'm about to take my last pick. My girl is fine, but that Young Hoku.
All right, so let's take a look here at some of the players.
A little better.
Goff, Tannehill, Wilson, Davis Mills.
I was looking at our standings, Tanner, so I'm projected 4th on this one.
Yeah.
So
I went up 1 spot.
A little bit better on that.
So we'll look at Mike's team here, guys. So he has Stafford, Diggs, Pittman Jr., Jones, Mitchell, Njoku, Dillon, Metcalf, Godwin, Patterson, Devontae, Mecole, and Jameis. Not too horrible. I like the team. I like the team a lot. Then we'll go to myself. We had Fields, Chase, McLaurin, Singletary, Edmonds, Kelsey, Waddle, Stevenson, Thomas, Cook, Gage, Ryan, and Hooper. We'll take a look at Carlos here, who likes to snipe my stuff, but never mind, you're tapped. It's all right. I don't blame you. Just bad luck for me. He has Murray, Higgins, Cooks, Dalvin, Brandon Cooks, Dalvin Cook. It's a Cook fest. Joe Mixon, Mike Gesicki, Cam Akers, Tony Pollard, who I wanted.
Number one team turned out good, Tanner. If you go over to Adam.
Sky Moore. He drafted Sky Moore in the end.
Which one?
Carlos did.
Okay.
Good pick.
I like
Too many cooks.
this.
That's right.
This time's number one team, whoever Adam is. I actually legit think this team's good. Other than he got both Broncos receivers.
Oh,
So
did.
Carlin Sutton and Jerry
Interesting.
Jeudy. I'm a fan of pairing quarterbacks to receivers and so on, but I'm not a fan of having two of the same receiver.
And he got the tight end.
Yeah, as a backup.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a boy from Mizzou. Otherwise, Eckler's great. Barkley, obviously, it's a health issue if he plays. You know, if he plays all year, then you got great value, but you never know what you're going to get out of the guy. Darren Waller, obviously a high upside kind of guy. James Conner as your RB3. In a perfect world, that's a great pick.
Mm-hmm.
But then I love his backups here. Like he's got Hunter Renfrow, Christian Kirk, Kenny Golladay has potential once again, of course. So those receivers are really, really nice there. In fact, I would be replacing. I'd be probably wanting to play Renfrow over Jerry Jeudy more often than not, just because I know I'm going to get high volume of receptions.
Yeah, that's true there.
So that team's a little more legitimate than the previous number one team.
Yep, not too bad. No, we're not gonna do another one. We're gonna call it a night here. Stayed up a little later than I wanted to yesterday. You know, doing 3 mock drafts, but it went quick. It still went quick. So, guys, I'll be back tomorrow night. You know, Mike's always welcome to join if he wants. We can do it remote. So, but I'll be doing back tomorrow night somewhere between the 9 and 10 ish p.m. Central. So just keep you hitting the bell and you'll notify when I get on. So make sure you guys check out the Let's Talk Sports channel. Give us a subscribe as well at Sports Buffoons. And good night, Carlos. Appreciate you joining. And catch you guys later. See you guys.